Can you summarize to us what are the key challenges facing bees and bee farming in the world today?
Well, the key challenges would be to do with the environment and a lack of understanding by the people who use the environment as to what they're putting on, what type of sprays they use particularly. Climate change also in the environment affects us all very much as well. But it's the chemicals that's causing the biggest problem at the moment. We're running on average of 37 to 40% loss of honeybees annually, but then while that negative has created positives where it has generated beekeepers to produce bees. But again, that's not sustainable for very long. It'll sustain itself for a few years. So in the meantime, we need to work on the environment and educate the people who run the environment as to what they should be doing in relation to protecting their honeybees and indeed other pollinators as well.
What is and who is Apimundia? Can you describe to us the organization and its mandate?
Yeah, Apimundia, first of all, it's a Latin word and it simply means bees of the world. The Latin word for a bee is apis, and the Latin word for world is mundi. But if you put bees of the world, it's Apimundia. It works out like that. It's very simple. Every country in the world, if they were wanting to run a beekeeping congress, they'd like it in their own language. But Latin covers all nationalities and all languages, which is where Apimundi comes from. We're 120 years in existence. We have been running a congress every 2 years for the last, since 1870, whatever, I can't remember, 1870 something. But during the wars, of course, there were no congresses. But beekeepers have come together, and it started off as a scientific organisation. In fact, it still is a scientific organisation first and foremost. But now it has evolved, because initially it was to do with scientists, but now it was scientists talking to scientists, but now it's scientists talking to beekeepers. So the beekeepers are now learning from the scientists, which is key for us, because the research laboratories, they're doing so much good work that the beekeepers now are learning from what work they are doing, and they're improving their education skills and their learning skills from this research that has been presented. So Apimundia then has 7 scientific commissioners who are covering all aspects of beekeeping, whether it's bee health, beekeeping economy, technology and quality, even rural development. What rural development we mean is that in Africa and third world countries, we have people who specialise in providing beekeeping education to people in the third world who are actually starving.
Now that you've seen the sustainable city in this very harsh climate, and you're just tasting the beginning of the summer, what do you think developers and the built environment can do to support bee populations?
Well, I look at the city here as I drive through Dubai. Now, anywhere you see trees or shrubs planted, I would like to think that the planners thought maybe a little bit about the pollinators and the honeybees when they planted these shrubs and trees. That they plant something that was benefit to honeybees rather than just something that's just aesthetic. Now, aesthetic is nice and it's beneficial, of course, but if you plant something for the honeybees, you're providing an environment for people to keep bees and to produce honey, top quality, pure honey for themselves and indeed for all of the country.
Great, thank you. Any final message?
Well, I'm very excited about this My Hive idea. I mean, this is a wonderful idea. It's a great development. I shall now talk about it wherever I go. In 2 weeks' time I go to Kazakhstan, and then I go to Russia, and then I'm back to Germany. And between now and the end of the year I'll be in 19 different countries. And everywhere I go, I have been talking about Dubai and the Emirates and the beekeeping here. And everybody, everywhere I go, people get a shock. How do you mean that? How can they produce honey in the desert? Is what I hear. So I'm able to tell them, yes, you can produce lovely honey in the desert if it's properly managed and properly presented. And it's a wonderful initiative, this, to have a city like this. This is a sustainable city, and what you do here is just magnificent. I shall talk not only just about the honey, but what's happening here as well.